Good afternoon, Malaysia. You're watching Updates at Noon. I'm Jessica Lee. Now, major stories for this afternoon. Tolerance from all prevents unnecessary disputes. Stricter vetting and checks on employers involved in employment recruitment. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Abdullah Riyatuddin Al-Mustafa Bilal Shah, meanwhile, decreed that people should never belittle, insult or ridicule religions in the name of freedom of expression. His Majesty also urged that the sanctity of all religions be preserved and respected at all times.
Agama bukanlah merupakan satu perkara untuk bergurau senda dan dijadikan bahan jenaka. Mereka khawatir perbuatan sedemikian bakal menyemarakkan api perkauman dan meruntuhkan ikatan perpaduan antara semua kaum yang telah kita bina semenjak sekian lama.
Sultan Abdullah also called on the people to safeguard the blessings of this independent and sovereign country. His Majesty said in line with this year's Ma'al Hijrah theme, Keluarga Malaysia Pemangkin Kemakmuran, the hijrah or migration of Prophet Muhammad should be used as a guide to building a stable and glorious future for the country. Therefore, Sultan Abdullah urged that efforts should be made so that all people, regardless of race or religion, can live in unity, peace and prosperity under the sovereign ruler and uphold the federal constitution. The king also said that today's hijrah demands not only in terms of migration, but it involves the transformation of the mind to form a culture based on morality and ethics. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob called on the rakyat to be tolerant and sincere to avoid unnecessary disputes so as to take the country to greater heights. He called on Keluarga Malaysia to maintain harmony and unity by practicing the concept of tasamuh, or tolerance as demanded in Islam, and a trait that is universal. Elaborating further, the Premier said the spirit of tasamuh was introduced by Prophet Muhammad while developing the holy city of Madinah, where the Ansar, or local inhabitants of Madinah, and Mujajirin, or early followers of Islam, who migrated from Mecca to Madinah, adopted the spirit of tolerance that went on to create a loving society that transcended creed and colour.
Semangat tasamuh ini telah diterjemahkan oleh ahli-ahli Dewan Rakyat ketika sebulat suara meluluskan rang undang-undang perlembagaan berkenaan larangan ahli Dewan Rakyat bertukar parti pada 28 Julai 2022 yang lalu apabila sanggup mengenepikan perbezaan fahaman politik demi keluarga Malaysia.
Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri said Malaysia has also successfully entered the transition to endemic phase after over 2 years of battling both health and economic issues as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic with a spirit of togetherness. He said the main focus now is to jointly catalyse health and economic prosperity for the sake of all Malaysians. The Social Security Organisation, or SOCSO, will conduct strict vetting and regular checks on employers involved in the Employment Recruitment Incentive Program, or Penjana Kerjaya. Its Chief Executive Officer, Datuk Seri Dr. Muhammad Azman Aziz Muhammad, said the move is to ensure there is no further misappropriation of the Penjana Kerjaya funds involving employers. Commenting further, Datuk Seri Muhammad Azman said that SOCSO believes that some employers might have used certain ways to manipulate documents to make it look genuine. He said the organisation did find elements of misappropriation when they went on the ground to check, and added that they will not compromise on such things. Datuk Seri Muhammad Azman said any irregularity could be detected based on internal intelligence gathering, and all information would be channeled to the authorities for further action. In another development, he said SOCSO was confident of fulfilling the government's mandate to provide 55,000 job opportunities for vulnerable groups through the JKIP program, which has been extended for 6 months until December. He said to achieve the target, a total of 475 million ringgit would be channeled as an incentive to employers to create job opportunities and recruit employees. On the 5-day Jamming Kerja Keluarga Malaysia Career Expo 2022 at the World Trade Center, WTC, which drew its curtain on Wednesday, the SOCSO chief said that the event was attended by nearly 14,000 visitors, with 1,712 job seekers managed to secure jobs, while another 10,698 people made it to the second interview. The Public Service Department, or JPA, is always open to suggestions and views of stakeholders with regards to the welfare of civil servants that are channeled through the existing platforms. Its Director General, Datuk Sri Muhammad Shafiq Abdullah, said among the platforms were the National Joint Council, MBK, the Joint Departmental Council, MBJ, and continuous consultation sessions with government agencies and labour unions. Datuk Sri Muhammad Shafiq, through a statement release, said continuous improvements such includes reviewing the remuneration system as well as career paths is also being made holistically, taking into account the suitability and economic situation as well as the financial position of the country. He said JPA is committed to ensuring that the welfare of civil servants is always taken care of and improved from time to time in line with the Keluarga Malaysia aspirations. The statement was issued in response to the Congress of Unions of Employees in the Public and Civil Services, or QPAC's, call for the government to raise the salaries of civil servants before Parliament is dissolved. Datuk Sri Muhammad Shafiq said that in principle, JPA has implemented several improvements to the Malaysian remuneration system, which was introduced in 2002. For example, in 2016, salary adjustment equivalent to one annual increment was made. And apart from that, several policies were introduced for the welfare of civil servants, and they include the work-from-home facility, flexible working hours, the quarantine leave facility, as well as allowances. Now, tax experts and industry players have proposed that the government should consider combining the best of the Goods and Services Tax, or GST Act, and the existing Sales and Services Tax, or SST Act, and be called the Harmonised Sales and Services Tax, or HSST Act, to improve the current consumption tax system in the country. Former Director General of the Customs Department, who is also the former chairman of the Customs Oversight Committee until April 2020 at the Ministry of Finance, MOF, Datuk Sri Subramaniam Tulasi, said, although the GST is the most ideal consumption tax, the government has said it would only be reintroduced after careful consideration.
Under the current SST, there are about 800 items. Look at the center circle, which attracts 5% sales tax. And there are 5,600 line items, which attracts approximately about 10%, Under GST, approximately, we used to tax more than 11,000 items.
He added that the government can increase or broaden the base of items under the SST to about 8,000 items and still keep it at a single stage tax. While for services tax, which currently accounts for 37%, there is also a potential to be broadened to mirror the image of GST, which is 65%. Now, this will have less impact on Consumer Price Index, or CPI, prices because when the CPI basket is observed, one of the main issues under GST was that typically the goods have shown a dramatic increase. He further noted that under SST, the single most important weakness is the cascading of taxes. Up next in sport, two national swimmers splashes their way to Commonwealth swimming finals. National swimming rising star Q Ho Yen splashed his way to the men's 400 metres freestyle final of the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. Now, Ho Yen emerged as the 7th fastest out of 21 swimmers in the heat held in the brand new Sandwell Aquatic Centre. Only the top 8 swimmers from overall 3 heats progressed to the final, which will be held later today. The national record holder clocked 3 minutes and 50.03 seconds to finish 4th in Heat 3. Meanwhile, national top women's swimmer P. Jing-eun made the cut to the semi-finals after she finished 14th out of 33 swimmers in women's 50 metres breaststroke heat. Jing-eun took the 5th place after finishing in 32.80 seconds in Heat 4. Only the 16 best swimmers out of 5 heats advanced to the semi-finals, which will also be held later today. Unfortunately, young national swimmer Brian Leong Sin Run was unable to follow suit in his compatriot's success as he failed to make his mark in the men's 50 metres butterfly event, clocking 24.5 seconds to finish 7th in Heat 6. Final. And that's all the time we have for this afternoon. Recapping our top story, tolerance from all prevents unnecessary disputes. We like to wish all our Muslim viewers Salam Ma'al Hijrah. I'm Jessica Lee. Thank you for watching.